Right, welcome back to another long play video from Whizbit's Random Gaming today. And today we're going to have a look at IRM's arcade game from the late 80s, Vigilante. Now, I've got an absolute love-hate relationship with this game. I really enjoyed the gameplay. It's quite satisfying when you punch and you kick people. But it is, in my opinion, one of the most difficult 2D brawlers that I've ever come across. It's definitely a prettier version of Kung Fu, aka Kung Fu Master, depending on what region you live in or was brought up in. See, look at that. Without those nunchuckers, I mean, you've got the characters you can kill with one kick, but look, that's 10 pence gone already. What the? And one of the other things I wasn't a fan of this game is the controls at 20 pence down. Like with no dedicated jump button. I think that's an essential for a 2D side scroller. Yeah, this is just as difficult as I remember. Look at that, I'm on my 4th credit already. I've not even made it to the first level boss. Maybe I just need to warm up. It's been a while since I've played this, a good few years. And I think when I did play it last, it might have been the PC Engine version, which, to its credit, is a very good conversion of this arcade game. Gonna have to show some love to the PC Engine / Turbo Graphics on the channel at some point. If there's any games you'd like to see from that library played, let me know. It's one that I do need to make myself, I'm not going to say more familiar with, because I know pretty much about the majority of the titles on there. However, I should really play them in depth a lot more, I'd say. Having to push up and kick when you're using the control pad is not the best way of doing things. I remember playing this in the arcade, and to be honest with you, it wasn't bad when you played it how it was intended to be played, which was obviously with a joystick and 2 buttons or whatever. One of the things I will say I like about this game and that drew me into it was, as camp as it might look today, the outfit your main character is wearing was very reminiscent of the time, the 80s, late 80s. If you ever saw any sort of like Kung Fu movies, specifically the American type ones, where someone would try to save the girl or anything like that, and there was tons of them. Big up Canon Films, I'm sure they had plenty of films that had outfits like this in there. Yeah, the setting on it, the villains, everything in it definitely screams that kind of era. But I will say IRM pretty much committed daylight robbery with this game. In order to complete it, you've got to spend your lunch money. Now I'm sure, I haven't searched, but I'm sure there's someone out there that can beat this game. 1 life, no damage, all that sort of stuff. And if you're out there and you've put the video up, my man, take a bow. I've at least done £1 on the first level, haven't I? I mean, these games were 10 pence in England when I used to play them. They went up to 20 around about, probably a little bit before Street Fighter 2 came out. But once Street Fighter 2 was out, you was not playing a game for 10 pence anywhere anymore. So guys, if you have played this game and you've got good experience with it, let me know. Am I just absolutely terrible at it? Which is highly likely. Or is it as difficult as I'm making it out to be? I mean, I'm genuinely not bad at 2D side-scrolling beat-em-ups. But this one is, I've always thought it's notoriously difficult, for the genre anyway. And unfortunately it does at some point get to the stage where it's not fun anymore. And as you go through the game, you'll see they were definitely very lazy in terms of boss fights on this game. Every boss, even the main boss, although just to a bit of a larger scale, is just a direct rip of the last one. Maybe a few tweaks to their outfit, hairstyles, but the sprite itself is the same. I mean, and the frustrating thing is, as well, you can see how many times I'm kicking these guys. And it looks like they're blocking it. Are they blocking, or is it just that the kicks aren't registering? Ah, that was cheeky. Come on. You know, looking back, this was one of IRM's, in England anyway, more popular titles. Everyone was aware of this, and it was definitely down to the Double Dragon connection. And whilst this game has no real connection with Double Dragon, we was all highly into our beat 'em ups at the time, and that was due to Double Dragon and other similar games at the time. And obviously this probably tried to capitalize on the success of Double Dragon, minus the 2-player aspect. With that in mind, I'm surprised that it never ended up on Evercade's IRM arcade collection that they brought out. Must have been about a year or so ago now. It was with the release of the Evercade EXP, if I remember right. It came packaged with that. I guess it's a possibility down the line if they've still got a working relationship with RM since then, and there's been some sort of communications. Very interested to see what the lineup will be for the Evercade in 2024. Personally, I'm hoping this isn't on any of the collections. As I say, as much as I really used to enjoy this game as a kid, I don't enjoy it so much these days. But I'm not just here to play the really good games. I'm here to play the average ones, and in some cases, the terrible ones. And I'm going to put this down as an average game, to be honest with you. The thing that kills it is the frustration factor. It's difficult. And we all, I think, can identify when you're playing a 2D beat 'em up. You just want to have fun. Where did he come from? And let off a bit of steam. They are mindless games to an extent. And the difficulty level on this one makes it... I'm not going to say it's not fun, but it definitely could have been a lot more fun. See, it's things like that that I'll give the games props for and give it its credit. When you play games, it's that satisfying hit detection, you know? And when you do land the punches in this game, it's really satisfying. And a few more weapons like this wouldn't have gone amiss. And holding on to them after one hit would have been nice as well. Okay, granted it's a bullet that hit me, but still, they've only got to punch you once. And you lose that weapon, and it's just like, oh, great. And then you've got this random guy, look, just ducking like he's meant to be in Shinobi or something. I don't think you see another guy ducking down with a gun throughout the game. It's just that one random that's there, and he's designed for you to lose your nunchucks if you were lucky enough to have still had them. Obviously I wasn't. See, and I love that. The animation there, it's so 80s, and it's great. But again, you see, here we go, level 3 boss. The sprite is pretty much the same as the other bosses that we've already fought so far. Just dressed down, you know, different outfit. In this guy's case, not so much an outfit. And this guy happens to be the first boss I think I've been able to lay punches and kicks on consistently. Although he soon put a stop to that. Right, I think there's 2 more levels on this game. It's a relatively short game. Yeah, you're telling me the obvious there. And the guys with the knives, they're absolute spoilers. You know, they're literally just to suck away your 10p's or your quarters if you was in America. Anyone that's happened to be watching this video that's based in the US or Canada, was this a big game in America? I know it's well known, but I'd be keen to know how much of a success rate it had. And I'll tell you what, if you think this is a bad game or even a difficult game, you try playing the 8-bit ports to the microcomputers. I had it on an Amstrad growing up. I don't think I bought it. I think we done the old tape-to-tape conversion, which was absolutely mind-blowing once you discovered that. I remember trying it one time and thinking it won't work. And the first game I tried it on was The Living Daylights on the Amstrad. And when the game loaded, I was just like, oh my god. This is a game changer for 10-year-old me. See, and look how smooth a game it is when you've got those nunchuckers. It's not that easy to hit this guy when he's up there when you're playing with a PS2 style control pad. And that's not an excuse. It's generally the truth. The game wasn't designed to be played like that, so I know with an arcade stick what? It would have been a lot easier. But I believe he comes down shortly soon anyway. Here we go. And as I've mentioned, it's essentially another sprite ripoff of all 4 previous incarnations of the bosses. And they all pretty much use that same thing, like that same sound effect. Ah, come on! Ah, come on! I think that's one of the frustrating things with this. This game does have a lot of potential if there was a few kinks in the gameplay ironed out. Some of the laziness in terms of the bosses. The bosses have been a little bit more unique, had their own traits, you know. Look at this guy. Alright, so as you can see, the level ends are slightly different, so you know something big's coming up. And you know it's serious when your character sprite goes through the high score. So after all of that, they've drove around town. You followed them like a clown, and they've just gone back to where you live anyway. So this beginning part of the last level, absolutely designed to take your money. You know, it gets to the stage, this is really, really annoying. Is that when you die, you just decide to keep moving forward as quick as you can whilst you've got that flash of invincibility. Otherwise you just keep getting pounced on. Really? 2 guns? Okay, he's done a runner. Must mean it's that big boss. And that animation, as unique as it is, it gives the final boss fight something a little bit different. Looks a bit dodgy, doesn't it? So as you can see here, this is the final boss of the game. Madonna is somewhere over there. And like I say, it's the same really as the other bosses. A little bit bigger in size. Same repetitive phrase. Hey, come on. But overall does have a bit of a better look than the others. Except the first stage boss, who, when you think about it, wasn't bad. There she is, my lovely. Now, come on, you've got to give some credit to my character for being able to do that many kicks and still be balancing on one leg. You gotta love his phrase when you punch him and kick him. Got a bit of the old Kenneth Williams about him, hasn't he? Russo. Right. This one has become a little bit of a chore, unfortunately. I was enjoying it at some point, but yeah, not a terrible game. Vigilante by IRM, but definitely not the genre's best. And I definitely only come back to this because of nostalgia. We did enjoy it a lot as kids, and I think that brings me back to it every few years. I'll play this game. If I'd never seen it before, had no relationship with the game from my childhood, I doubt I'd play through this. But yeah, give it a go. It's worth a shot. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. And until next time, you guys take care.